What happens when students don't watch the content before coming into class? This is a challenging question because, again, we're going to expect that students have seen the video and we're starting from that point. We're not doing any work to fill in their declarative knowledge. There are many different ways of dealing with this, and hopefully it's not an issue you have to deal with very often. It wasn't an issue I had to deal with very often. Especially if you scaffold it such that there's a question at the beginning of class that their grade is dependent upon, or if you check their notes, if you have the opportunity to check their notes when they come in to see whether they've already critically engaged in that content, it's going to cut down on it quickly. But if worst case scenario arrives and you see a person who hasn't completed that activity for the day, one opportunity is say, alright, very well, please go to a computer lab. There is probably one close by where the student can watch that video. Many of us have smartphones these days, so ask the student to take it out. They should have a link to the video. Watch the video in the time before class, or leave the classroom until they've watched the video, come back in, and then they can engage in these questions. Now, it's not something that we're doing punitively. We're doing this so that when they come back into the classroom, they can engage in that group work effectively, and they're not bringing their group down. But students aren't going to enjoy getting asked to leave the classroom to come back later after they've watched the video. And so, because we demonstrate this, we explain why we are demanding that students watch the video. We're scaffolding how to watch the video, how to take notes, how it's going to be beneficial to one's grade and one's understanding. This should very rapidly cut down on the way that students don't prepare for class, and then we will not have to ask them to do this very often. It should be cut down almost entirely, and that was my experience teaching these classes, both in a large and a small context.